everybody, welcome to our newest episode of Body Weight Training. Today we're going to work on mobility in our hips and explosive power from our hips that can be used for when we're kicking or when we're kneeing or when we need to explosively extend our hips through any of our combative techniques. So the first thing we want to do is work on the mobility. So we're going to talk about our hip flexors. So I want you guys to come to a half kneel, knee directly underneath the hip, underneath the shoulders. So the shoulders are either right above the hip or slightly behind. From here, you're going to squeeze this glute, which is going to in turn extend your hips. You want to think about your pelvis being a bowl of water, and you want to tilt it back so water spills out the back. Or another analogy that a coach of mine has used is that you have a big belt buckle and you're going to turn that belt buckle to reach up, to look up towards the ceiling. You're going to hold that squeeze for an exhale, and then when you inhale, you can relax or you can hold it. It's up to you, however intense of a stretch you want. 6 on one side, and then we'll do 6 on the other side. All right, really working the active muscle of hip extension, which is your glute, to allow the lengthening of all of your hip flexors to get a nice opening of the hip. Once we're done 6 and 6 of those, we'll do a good old-fashioned runner's lunge. So put one foot up, hands down, and step back. Now from here, you're going to take the same hand as the arm that's in front. You're going to reach up towards the ceiling, and then you're going to reach underneath the arm and reach up towards the ceiling and underneath the arm. So we're getting some thoracic rotation as well as hip mobility. 6 on one side, switch it up, and we'll do 6 on the other side. Good. So let's work now on the glute engagement for the rotation of our hips when we throw our strikes. So I want you guys to start on your back. You're going to take the same side, so we'll put our right leg out and our left arm out, and our other arm goes straight to the ceiling like we're throwing a punch. From here, I want you to press off of the foot that's on the floor, squeezing that glute, and you're going to roll up onto your elbow and then press up onto your hand. Then come on back down again and back down. So that's the beginning of the Turkish get-up. Let me scooch back a little bit so you can see the hand. Okay, so I'm going to come up, pressing into the floor, squeezing my glute, coming up onto my elbow, rotating my hand to come up here, back down. Okay, so we'll do 6 of those. Switch to the other side. 6 on the other side. So you can make that fist like you're punching the ceiling. One more time. Elbow, hand, elbow, and down. So that's a Turkish get-up, just going to the hand and then reversing it back down. The last mobility stretch that we'll begin with is called the pretzel stretch. So it sounds like pretzel. You're going to tie yourself up in what seems like a pretzel. But the gentleman who kind of coined it is Brett Jones. So instead of a pretzel, it's a bretzel. So it's the pretzel stretch. So what you want to do, again, you're starting on your back. Your feet are flat on the floor. You're going to take your left foot. You're going to weave it through this open space under your right foot. Grab the top of your foot where your sneaker laces would be. And you're going to pull that foot up so that your thigh is directly straight off of your hip. Then you're going to take this leg that was bent. You're going to lift it up and bring it over. Now with your open hand, you're going to try to press the right knee to the mat while you're trying to press your right shoulder to the mat. So you have that diagonal stretch across the body. Hold this for a good minute. After your minute is up, unravel, and then we'll go to the other side. So now we'll take our right foot, weave it through our left, grab the top of our right foot, pulling our femur straight down off of our hips. Take your left leg up and over, taking that right hand on top to pull that knee down as I try to keep my left shoulder down, feeling that stretch, breathing through it, and hold that for about a minute. All right, so now we've warmed our bodies up. We've gotten a little bit of mobility. Now we'll go into the steps or the activities, the exercises, the movements, whatever you want to call it, of the Tabata. So we'll do a 20-second on, 10-second off Tabata. I'm going to give you 8 movements. You may do as many rounds as you would like. The first movement is a squat knee. So you're going to do a squat, and then you're going to explode out of that squat with a front knee. So I'm just going to move my camera to a higher elevation so that you guys can see most of me. Let's see here. All right. So what I want to do, feet are a little bit wider than the hips. I'm going to bring my hips down, and then from the bottom of this, I'm going to shoot up with my knee. And then switch. Okay? Squeezing my glutes, extending my hips. So it's not a squat into a march, right? It's a squat into a hip extension with the knee being the point at the top. Okay? Great. So that would be the first 20 seconds of work. Takes it 10 seconds of rest. The second would be squat kicks. All right? So you're going to take your hips again a little bit wider than, or your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Drop your hips down. When you come up, front kick. Front kick. Again, you want your hips to extend. So I'll come down into my squat. As I come up, boom, hips are coming forward. Don't worry about the height of that kick. Worry about the extension of the hips. Also, while you're squatting, eyes are up, okay? Don't look down. Then we'll do, we'll head back to the floor, and we'll do a single leg bridge. I'm pretty sure you guys will be able to see me. All right. So for my single leg bridge, guys, I'm going to start with both feet flat on the ground, and I'm going to take my left knee, and I'm going to bring it up from here. I'm going to press through my right leg, squeezing my glutes, extending my hips, and come on back down again. You want to keep your hips square. Don't let them dump. All right, we'll do 20 seconds on the right, rest for 10 seconds, and then switch. 20 seconds on the left. Squeezing. There's no need to speed through this. You really want to engage that glute, hamstring involved to work that hip extension. 20 seconds, 10 seconds of rest. Then we'll do our skater jumps. So skater jump is really good because you're exploding off of the ground, but you're also controlling your body weight down again. So same thing, we're going to do 20 seconds on one side, rest for 10 seconds, 20 seconds on the other side. So if I start on my right side, I'm going to have my right leg on the ground, left leg's off the ground. I'm going to give myself a little bit of a bend here, and I'm going to explode up, and then control that descent. Explode up, and control that descent. Easier said than done, right? Then we'll do the other side for the next set of 20 seconds. Control. Use your breath, guys. All right, use your arms to help you. There's a hinge in the hips to get that hamstring lengthened before you extend, bang, and then back down again. All right, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. Then we have 2 more. So we're going to do a 2-handed thruster. So you can use a kettlebell for this. You can do a water jug. You can grab your backpack full of books. You can grab a small child, whatever you would like to do. For right now, I'm just going to grab a bell because they're here in front of me. I'm going to put my bell between my feet. I'll give you guys the best angle here. I'm going to hinge my hips back. I'm going to grab the bell, the top of the bell, as I extend my hips. I'm going to pull that bell up and then down. Keep it high. And up. Down. And up. Sealing up the body. My ribs are down. My core is engaged like I'm bracing for a punch. My glutes are engaged. As I come down into my squat, the bell or the weight comes to chest height. As I extend my hips, it flies overhead. All right. 20 seconds of that. And then your last 20 seconds will be good old-fashioned wall squats. So a wall squat, if you are not familiar, you find a wall or use my door. So I'll come up to my door, My feet are away from it. I'm going to slide down until I have a 90-degree angle at my knees. And I'm going to hang out here for 20 seconds. Breathing, core is engaged. Using the wall for a bit of support. 20 seconds of work. 10 seconds of rest. When you're ready, repeat from the squat knees if you'd like. So I recommend 2 rounds. It'll be lots of fun. All right, guys, thank you for staying with us through our body weight exercise, and we look forward to seeing you again. Have a great night.